I talked a little bit about how companies are playing the AI game right now, where they're spending a lot of money on AI, but on the other end, there's a lot of cost cutting of software engineering jobs. How long will it take to reset the demand, or is it gone for good? I regret choosing this field. It would have been much better off if I chose something else. So, first of all, I want to say, I, I understand how it feels. It's really tough out there. However, we also don't know if this is really true, where you would have been better off choosing something else, right? It we all have this tendency of thinking that grass is greener on the other side, and very rarely is it really greener. Often it's just something else, and you still have to go through the same struggles a lot of times. There isn't an easy way to make money. There isn't an easy field where you can just get into it and make money. Any field that pays you well will have a high bar, and you will have to meet that high bar regardless of whether it's software engineering, computer science, or anything else. There tends to be cycles, not just cycles of job openings, but also cycles of emotions, where things tend to go really, really well. And when they're going well, we all feel great. They tend to keep going well, and then they start to plateau out, right? There tends to be a top. And once that top is done, you know, it feels really bad once it's going down. The feelings are horrible. Everything feels like it's ending. There's a lot of people on TikTok or AI bots on LinkedIn who are talking about how this is the end of whatever it is. In this case, it's the software engineers and developers. And there's max pessimism, max gloom and doom right around this area. And then things tend to pick up, right? Things tend to look a little bit better, and they tend to get better and better and better until they plateau out again. And once they plateau out, it just tends to go down. This is a cycle of emotions. This is when everybody is talking about how great it is to be a software engineer, getting paid a lot of money. You see all the Instagram influencers talking about a day in life of a software engineer working at a big tech company. This is when that happens. And this is when you get everyone coming out and talking about how bad it is. They don't have the ability to predict what's going to happen in the future. A lot of times, people are just reacting to something that's already happened. Like these jobs have been open already. The cycle's already started, and they're over here making videos on the day in the life of and how great it is, right? It's already happened. It's already taken place. And when we're down here in the doom and gloom cycle, this has already happened a lot of times. In a lot of cases, it's already done. And we might be turning. I don't want to say we are at the end of this cycle. I don't know where we are. We could be here, right? We're still far away. Maybe we're still far away, and maybe this might just be like a couple months. I have no idea where we're at. Maybe we're here. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of mass public, a lot of what you might see on social media, they're just reacting to stuff that's already done. One thing I am more than willing to bet on is that software engineering, software development is a highly valuable skill that cannot be easily replaced. Otherwise, the best wouldn't get paid so much, right? There wouldn't be so much competition if it wasn't such a highly demanding field and career. So it's not a matter of if this is going to happen. It's a matter of when. When will it happen? And the thing you have to focus on is here. What is it that you're doing in this time? How are you spending your time over here when things are bad, right? Because there are definitely people out there who are just grinding it out in this market, in this terrible market, and they're getting jobs. Honestly, big tech companies are still hiring, believe it or not. They're firing people, but on the other side, they're still giving out interviews. And there are people out there who are taking those interviews, and they might not be landing the job or passing the interviews, but they're still taking it, and they're still applying, and they're studying, and they're grinding it out. So the question is, what is it that you're doing here? How are you filling your time? This is a time for you to prepare for this. Okay? This time you should be using wisely as a way to prepare for this, because when the jobs do start to open up, you can be one of the first ones in the door and be qualified. You'll be ahead of people who didn't, who were maybe demoralized, didn't study as much, didn't feel like they belonged in this industry, so they just stopped trying, right? So you'll be ahead of those people. And so how do you do that? Like, you have to prioritize lead code, right? If your lead code skills are mid, then you have to prioritize that. But you should also double down on your strengths. Like, what are you good at? Are you good at React? Then double down on React. Like, learn more. Learn it at a very deep level so that you're part of the top 1%, 10% of people in React. Aim for that, right? If you're just mid, don't stay at mid. You're not going to get anywhere. You have to aim for top 5, 1%, and that's what you should be doing in this. If you're good at Java, learn more Java. Like, really dig into Java and how it works at the hardware level, and that is really going to set you up for this leg of the cycle, because you'll stand out a lot better in your knowledge if when you go to do interviews. That's the thing so this is a time where you should be preparing for this leg. If you're just out there just reading the doom and gloom on TikTok or other social media platform, you're not really helping yourself. There's people out there who are grinding and they're getting ahead. Just apply. If you learn tricks on how to apply over here and you're able to land some interviews, you can use those skills over here. Once things pick up, you'll land a lot more interviews, right? So maybe improve your skills of how to land interviews as well. That's very important. You'll land a lot more once this cycle comes around. So that's important. Don't just watch videos on how to do it. Put it into practice. Put your theories into practice. That is very important. So I hope that offers a little word of encouragement that this will happen in the future. I don't know when, but you just have to do what you can to prepare for this. That's all. That's all you control.